What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Conversation Lab, your Star Wars Unlimited podcast with me and Mike and Jim and Jay, back from GenCon, ready to talk some GenCon experience. Have you guys fully recovered?
No,
Absolutely not.
no shot.
You know, so it's kind of like having a hangover. Like, you get back and you just keep playing games, and you never have to worry about it. Like, when you have a hangover, you just wake up and keep drinking.
That's right.
And you're good.
That's right.
Classic, great advice.
Yeah.
So
that has never
I don't.
gone wrong for me in the past.
There was no recovery process for me. I came back and I was doing the exact same thing.
Grind doesn't stop.
Gosh.
Yep.
Keep in mind, this is Friday, the week after GenCon. So we all got back. Well, I shouldn't say
Sunday.
we all. Some of us got back Sunday. Some of us were caught in tropical storms.
I was
Got
back
back on
like
Monday.
mid-afternoon. I had a nice nap on Sunday. It was great.
Wow, I'm jealous of that.
Yeah. So it's been a few days, but yeah, I've been super tired. I've been hitting, like, I've barely been getting to 9 p.m. all week. Like, I just feel like I have not caught up. I'm just sitting 9 p.m. I'm like, I'm out. Oh gosh. Well, let's talk about it. So we're gonna split this into our GenCon experience overall. We're not going to talk about our Star Wars Unlimited games. We're not going round by round or anything. But first, we're going to talk about just our experience of GenCon, and then we'll talk about how we did overall in Star Wars Unlimited. We'll hit the in-flight report, and we'll call it a day. Sound good?
Sounds
good.
Fantastic.
You're the coach.
All right. I do appreciate that. A few of my opponents did acknowledge that they felt for me in this role of the podcast.
Keeping the cats in line.
Yeah,
Hurting
exactly.
the cats.
Yeah, trying to keep
Someone's
the
gotta
team aligned
be
and structured.
responsible around
It's
here.
good. All right, so let's talk
also
about
feel for
GenCon experience overall. Jay, you had quite a haul, quite an experience. So why don't you
Awesome.
kick us off?
You might see, if you're watching and not in audio, you might see a few new games around me. I picked up some new games. I actually played some games today. Today I played Rock Hard from Jackie Fox, and I played a game called Pagan, which I've only played it twice, and it's becoming one of my favorite games.
I think cool
it's
game.
very interesting, and it doesn't... So some games can get samey after a while. I've played this game twice, and both games felt very different based on like what cards you drew from your deck, and then you upgrade that deck with new expansions. You're gonna be able to deck build and all this stuff. It was super fun. So if you're a card gamer and you also like board game style games, this kind of meshes the two in a really cool fashion. So I highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, GenCon was a blast. I met tons of people that work for publishing companies I've been chatting with online. I've met other content creators for Star Wars Unlimited and board games and other TCGs. It was great to just kind of have the Star Wars Unlimited community together for the first time since, really outside of content creators, the first time having the entire community together. That was something special. And there was a lot of Star Wars Unlimited being played at this convention, which is real nice for the future of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
Even just the sheer amount of tables that were taken up by Star Wars Unlimited was not insignificant. And to be able to walk into that hall, and you've got immediately to your left, you've got Legion, Shatterpoint, like AMG stuff like Star Wars, and then you've got like all these demo tables, and you've got the large event and pods for days. I feel like it was a good promotion of the game too. Just walking,
and it was like right there, where you're walking through, whether you come in from the actual vendor hall or if you're coming in from the other side area. It's like front and stage with Star Wars Unlimited compared to pretty much any of the other games. So that was nice.
It felt like the exciting sort of tournament experience there. It felt like that was what everybody was talking about. Obviously, we were a part of that, and so the people that we were talking to were also participating. But just generally, it felt like it was a big deal at the show.
Yeah.
I think it's cool even seeing like the amount of like starter deck tables that just people were at just testing out the game too. So they would see what was going on, not know what they were doing, and then jump in. I think it's easy to get clouded with, obviously we're there for Star Wars Unlimited, but other folks who'd never heard of it before was like, we want to play. So that was cool.
How many of them were people who know how to play the game who were just trying to get a Grogu?
Probably none, because they gave out like 100,000 Grogu's.
They really
If you
did.
didn't get a Grogu, you did
There's so
something
many.
wrong.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think Grogu will be fetching the prices that GenCon Luke and Vader were getting last year.
I would be very surprised.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I ended up with 5 Grogu by the end of the weekend.
I think the plural's
lost count.
Grogai, actually.
I'm giving all mine away.
I think we can all agree it was nice to not wake up at 4 a.m.
So nice.
for one of the greatest disasters in Gen Con history.
I never lived that life, so
Yeah, lucky you.
Yeah.
We woke up at like 8 and then tried to get the thing at 9, and none of us ever got it.
But at least we didn't have to leave our room.
Yep,
Or our
100%.
Airbnb.
True.
we got to be disappointed together in our
Yeah, I got to
Airbnb.
medicate my sorrow
Yeah.
with a nice cup of coffee in our Airbnb, on a nice couch.
Exactly.
I didn't have to sit and 50,000 people getting shoved around. I
Yeah.
just remember the feeling of like I'm not controlling how my body is moving with
Yes,
how crowded
yes,
it was
that's the
last year.
worst.
Oh gosh, never want to do that again.
I felt like that a couple times this time, just walking through the vendor hall, because there were so many people.
Yeah,
And I do not enjoy that experience.
same.
Freaks me out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of us. I think we would all say we had a great time, but we've already kind of thought about next year, saying if the Galactic Championship is in the summer, Gen Con's probably not in our plans collectively, because that'll be our
It's hard to do
our summer trip.
2
Yeah.
summer con things.
I think,
Especially big ones like Gen Con Plus.
Yeah.
I think for me it would depend on like what else is coming out though too. Like if there's other games coming out, yeah, maybe go check it out to show how good Star Wars is compared to them.
Look at this guy,
Jim's hitting
Jim.
both.
Yeah,
I go to one Gen Con and it's like I need more. Bring it on.
He got his first taste.
Yeah, I'm excited at the prospect of not having to go again next year.
Yeah.
Like, it was really fun, but I felt absolutely exhausted the entire time from when I
Yeah.
arrived until when I left. I just felt completely exhausted.
Yeah.
There was no moment in those 4 days that I was like, oh yeah, I'm energized and ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just old.
No, I know. I felt that on Saturday when all the KTOD guys are going out. They're like, "Come on, Lena, come be part of it." And we're like, it was like 6:30 p.m. We're like, I got nothing.
It's
It
not
was really
personal.
fun to go.
We're
yeah.
just tired.
Just
No
literally
social
will not
energy.
be able to stay up.
My favorite is we just started walking, and nobody could make a decision about food. Nobody could make a decision about an Uber. Nobody could make any. We're like, let's just go back to the house and
Yeah.
sit and stare at a wall for a minute. That was it. Ironically, Saturday was definitely the day I was the most tired, and that's the day I performed the best, in card games. Which I was like, maybe I need to take note and try to.
It's like Michael Jordan when he had the flu.
That's right.
Hey, listen, as a Chicago native, I appreciate that.
David is the Michael Jordan of Star Wars Unlimited.
You know what? Though my no, I'm not signing my name to that. I was thinking something else.
You can't be coach and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, the greatest,
Dude,
but still pass
you don't
moves.
think Michael Jordan was co-coaching the '90s Bulls with Phil Jackson? Come on, I mean,
No,
come on.
He didn't
Come
care
on.
enough about the players.
No, but truly, my other
David is Phil Jackson. I'm clearly Michael Jordan
Michael Jackson
You're Michael Jackson.
and Michael Jordan
and Flock.
and Phil Jordan
and Flock.
Yeah, and Flock.
and I'm Flock.
Mostly Flock.
Do we share that story, or is
Oh,
that
yeah,
just
we should definitely share that story
who
real quick.
wants to share
Go
that
for
story?
it.
That-
Some guy named Thork came up and
No.
It's not work.
So I was with Jay. We were waiting in line for something, and Wu comes up, and he was like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And then he looks at Jay, and he's like, "Oh, Flock, right?"
I about fell over.
Jay was
From a
like,
heart attack.
"That's the most offensive thing that anybody's ever said to me in my life." And
I don't think I've been called a more offensive name.
Oh my gosh.
and Wu felt so bad the entire time and apologized to Jay 20 times throughout the weekend. And we were just trolling him the whole time. It was very funny.
It was funny.
But yeah, it was great meeting him and a bunch of other content creators that we hadn't met in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
For me, that was hilarious with I know who you are, you know who I am. We've never officially talked, but we're just going to act like we've been buds for a while. That was a very just like bizarre encounter that kept happening, but always very fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
That's how I imagine Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson feeling in a lot of environments as well. Yeah, no, that was sweet. It was good to see a lot of the old Destiny crew too that I haven't seen since 2018. I don't know, maybe the last time.
When Landon Dickens came up and said, I think it's been 7 years since the last time we saw each other, a little part of me died inside. Just knowing that it's been 7 years since I did a thing and I can remember it like it was yesterday, and I feel old as hell.
I know, yeah.
47 years.
Well, what are some other highlights? I think one of my highlights was night one. We got connected with some of the FFG guys, and we met up in the hotel and played some Twin Suns immediately, which was pretty fun. It was Jay's birthday, so it was Jay's birthday bash.
Birthday.
And David did not let Jay win on his own birthday. He said, "Target this man, get him out."
I
of
didn't
here.
let David win either, so
Didn't Xander win?
I took the win out of David's hands and I handed it to Xander.
No, Xander didn't win. Xander,
Oh,
lost.
yeah,
Xander was the
Go
one who
that
was.
one.
Xander was the first
Was he
loser,
knocked out?
actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. He got a little crazy over there with his Thrawn deck.
Yeah, I got knocked
Mike
out
popped
first in
off.
our game. Yeah, I haven't played very much Twin Suns, so I am not familiar with the sort of don't let other people perceive you as a threat element of the game, which feels like the entire game, to be honest. And so I flipped both Grand Moff Tarkin and Moff Gideon on turn 3 because I resupplied. And yeah,
I thought I
that
told you
was
this
quickly
story with
eliminated.
Sabine and Leia. I thought I told you this whole how this
Yeah,
goes down when you do something like that.
I got a bad memory.
Meanwhile, in that same game, because I was with Mike, every single round it was like friends. We're all friends here. Okay, good. And barely squeaked out the win. Not that it mattered a ton, but it's so politics.
I'm
Yeah,
so glad in my game I played a bounty deck and I was playing Forlom. So I was offering people shields off of, or not Forlom, Long Pike. Yeah, Long Pike. I was offering shields off of Long
shields
Pike's
for
trigger.
favors.
I was offering people, I'll put this bounty over here so you can get this benefit.
That's how
You
it
attack
goes.
them.
Yeah, that sounds
Everyone
like
was
the move.
attacking each other except for me. It was like playing a goading deck in Magic the Gathering Commander, because I was like, you guys just attack each other for these bounties. It was so fun.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jay and I played with Xander and Xander's brother, Cody.
Yeah, I think it's Cody.
Yeah, and then you two were playing.
Yeah, we were
with,
playing against Tyler and Corey,
Corey.
Yeah,
both from FFG.
Yes, that was super fun. I was running Fennec with the new Hero Boba just to see, like, oh, they're
Nice.
clearly kind of made to be together. Give stuff ambush, give it a little trigger. It was super fun. I really enjoyed it. There was one time where I was like, I had 7 resources and I had Mercenary Company in my hand, so I was going to ambush with Overwhelm, but I was like, I don't want to like lead with that. I'll just start with this one cost. It's like a hero event. It heals 3 and you can smuggle it.
Smuggler's Aid.
Smuggler's Aid?
Yeah, Smuggler's
Smuggler's Aid or
that's what it
something.
is.
So anyway, so I just started with that. I healed 3, and you would have thought I just dropped a bomb on the table. Like,
You don't heal.
literally,
You do not
Jay
heal in
had said
this
that,
game.
Oh, whoa. He's out here. Like, all right, everybody, target him. Like, literally, all I did was heal 3. Because
should
I
know
think
better.
that's
You're
one
jockeying for the win.
of the things about Twin Suns that I realized, like, healing is so powerful. Anytime you can heal, it's so good. But I thought, man, there wasn't that much damage done yet, but I healed 3, and it was like, I should have played the Mercenary Company, because I immediately got all guns blazing at me, and I still ended up in 2nd place, but it was
First
it
loser.
was so fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I attacked for Krennic 3 times on the last turn that we were playing. Started with the most health and said, oh, I think I have the most health, just so somebody would hit me and I wouldn't be a threat anymore. And then used Grand Inquisitor to attack 3 times with Krennic and win that way. So felt dirty, but it worked.
Yeah. My one regret from GenCon is that we never actually did a Twin Suns draft. It was my one goal of GenCon, and we never did it.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We were too busy, but
Yeah,
I am disappointed that we didn't figure that out.
next time,
Yeah.
but probably not.
But probably not. Gosh. What else? What other highlights from not the large event, but any other highlights from GenCon for you guys?
We had a pretty good time on Friday night, I want to say. our buddy Lau came back to the Airbnb with us, and we played a bunch of board games, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah, he was there demoing a game that he helped create called Worn Wanderers, which was pretty cool. It's like you have these little pins that you can put on your lanyard when you're at a convention or whatever, and like you can use them to attack your opponent's pins, and they've got cards underneath them that you can like turn and do abilities with and stuff. It was pretty sweet.
Yep. It's definitely one of those like waiting in line at Disney World, perfect to like just be able to play with while it's hanging on your lanyard or your backpack or whatever.
Cool.
That was really fun. We played a game called Far Away like 6 times.
Yeah, that game's sweet.
Michael's brother loved it. As soon as me, him, and my dad played it a couple times while we were waiting on them to finish playing Rivals, and then he was like, "You guys gotta play this," and we played it like 4 more times.
Yeah, I want to play that again.
Yeah.
This is Star Wars related, but the showdown that the world had been waiting for, the draft between Golden Dice podcast.
You can't
highlight for
go
me.
without mentioning.
Let's go. Explain
iconic.
it. Explain it. Everybody needs to know in painful detail.
All right, so
yeah,
we
go
sat
for it,
like triangle where it's like Golden Dice, unplayable, Golden Dice, unplayable, Golden Dice, unplayable, and we did a draft, and then you had to play against one person from the other team, and whoever won the most out of those 3. Oh no, we played four games.
Yeah, 4 games.
But you know, same situation, but 2 more people. We played 4 games, 1 game each, against one of the other people, one person from the other team, and whoever won the most games out of those 4 was crowned the victor and world champion at draft.
Team draft, right?
Team draft. And obviously, I think it goes without saying, right? We clearly won.
We are
3
the
to
draft
1.
world
3-1.
champions.
It wasn't even close. So, me, Mike, and Chris, we won the 3v3 team world champions at Destiny Worlds.
That's right.
And then at this, the 4 of us won the 4v4 world champion for draft. Just like that. Easy.
There you go.
Right here first.
There you go. I'm man enough to say I was the one loss. I played Jack. I was sick of drafting Ray and Hondo. I just know how to draft them. I've done it so much now. I'm like, I need to do something different. I went with Bosk Blue because people kept passing me clients, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'll just go full client. So I had 3 clients
Sounds
and
terrible.
a bunch of bounty stuff, and Jack had a Ray green deck, and between the 2 of us in that game, I think we probably healed 60 to 70 damage. Like I triggered
miserable.
client.
Yeah, you guys were going for like at
5 or
least
6
an hour.
times. Got a double use of client from when Bosk was deployed. He was healing, I was healing. I mean, he like Cargo Juggernauts, Clone Deserters. Like it was just stupid. Like it was absolutely stupid. Like at one point we're like, this game is never going to end. So inevitably it did end with the, okay, this is going to be a mill situation, and who's going to run out of gas? And I ran out of gas because I just didn't have the top end that he had. So I ran out of cards. I was like, let's finish this. But it was a fun game.
Nice.
It's a fun game. Yep.
Yeah, there was at one point, you guys were sitting next to me. I looked over and I saw like 3 Sundari Peacekeepers on his board, and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's fun.
I was playing Ray, and I was playing against Brian, and our game literally was like 50 minutes because I had so much healing, we had so much Sentinel. I had 3 of the Village Protectors.
Oh, God.
So it's like Ray with Village Protectors is just insane for draft. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just said let's make this short. Went boss green, got 2 bounty hunters cores in turn 1, popped that unit, and then just won on turn 4, and then took a nice little nap while you guys
Easy.
were taking your time.
I don't
Easy
even
peasy.
remember what I played. Honestly, it's like we drafted a bunch of times. I built some decks. We played. I don't know. It could have been anything.
It's amazing.
I remember Flock's deck though that I played against. He had 5 copies of the Mandalorian thing that gives other Mandalorian warrior in his deck.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
he would just went hard in the Mandalorian synergy, and it was sick.
That's good.
Clearly it didn't pay off.
No, not that time.
No. No, we did draft a couple of times. In fact, Mike and I ended up in the finals of 2 other drafts.
Yeah.
Two
Oh
other
yeah. We
draft
still need
pods.
to finish our finals.
Yeah, we got to the finals of one game, and Jay was really hungry and more hangry than hungry. So he's like, "Can you guys just play this some other time?" So like, all right. So we took it back to the house, and we have not finished that game, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna webcam it up.
We're gonna do it live.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you guys dropped an event to go eat?
Well, hold on. This is before they made it Swiss, so a single
Yeah, it was a
elimination.
single
So they were the
elim.
only 2 left in the
Right.
in the pod.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you dropped out of the to get the win to go eat food. I'm just getting clarity here.
Well, no,
I
to
forced
be
them
honest,
to.
because we're still going to play it out.
Yeah.
Right.
This is just the longest dinner
Right.
break in the history of a tournament.
Exactly.
Okay. Sure. I'll believe that.
We're
We'll
still on dinner
It's a
break.
2-week
right now.
long dinner break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we played in another pod. Mike and I also played the finals of another pod in which I was running Hondo Yellow. And I got
did.
so happy because Mike's brother passed me a jetpack when I was already on Hondo. So I got to live the dream of jetpack Hondo again.
I sat down across from you. I knew exactly what you were playing. Just immediately.
It was so fun. I'm all in on Hondo. He might be my favorite limited leader to draft
Hot take.
in this set. So, and it's funny because like everyone likes to pass like the green smuggle stuff. I don't even remember all their names, but there's a bunch of it that
Weequay gang.
Yeah.
with the ambush,
Warbird.
Starhopper, Warbird. Like there's quite a bit there, and the timely intervention is smuggle, and it's a common that ends up a lot. So I had a bunch of ambush, and it was super fun. And
Nice.
I had a Maul and a Jabba's Rancor at the top end. Felt great.
Seems good.
So really loved Hondo. In fact, today I was on YouTube and I saw that Tower Number 9 did some commentary over one of George's Hondo Blue games when he was 5-0 in the large event. I was like, oh, maybe I should start watching this and figure out how to play Hondo in Premiere. Maybe I'll be that guy. But now I wanted to figure out Jetpack Hondo in Premiere, not limited.
Makes
I don't
sense.
know. Might be terrible.
Has to be great.
You mentioned the large events. Let's go ahead and get that out the way.
No, not yet. We hit we did get to interview Jim Cartwright.
We
So
did.
if you haven't watched that video, we did release it.
Highly recommend
go watch
checking it
that.
out if you care about Star Wars Unlimited at all.
Yeah.
But
State
if
of
you're
the
here, you
Swoon.
probably already watched it.
State of the Swoon.
It's probably true.
State of the
Sure.
Swoonian.
I also put it up. At least I think
An
I put it
audio
up
feed?
on our audio feed. It's
Perfect.
entirely possible that I forgot to hit publish. Yep, it's a draft. Okay, so I am right now going to publish it to our audio feed
Excellent.
Watching it happen live.
because for some reason, like it doesn't let you schedule it until it's fully uploaded, and then I forget that it's uploading, and then I don't go back to it. So if
Classic.
you're ever wondering why episodes show up super late, it's because I'm terrible at remembering things.
Nice. Classic. If you'd like to volunteer your services as Mike's personal assistant.
Yeah,
in
I need it.
Podcast publishing.
I need the help.
Definitely watch that. It was so good. Obviously, always good to talk to Jim, whether we're recording or not. He's just one of the more likable people in the industry, I think. So,
Yeah, Jim's the best.
Not Jim on Unplayable. Jim
No,
Cartwright.
nobody got
Definitely
confused
not.
there.
Important
There was,
distinction.
yeah. One's Jim and one's Jim. So,
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. All right, let's talk about large events. We're not going to go game by game. We're just going to hit the highlights of how we did. So, anybody feel like kicking us off?
I can go first. Mine will be real quick. I played double red Kylo and insert expletive. I lost. I did not do well. And ended up dropping both events. There you go.
Didn't you do like okay the second day, but you were just like, I'm done.
He was
Yeah,
2-1.
on
He
day
went 2-1
two,
and dropped.
I lost my first game, and then I won 2 in a row, and then
He
I
was
like,
submarining.
I'm done.
that's right.
Yeah.
I don't need to prove myself. Everybody knows.
He's doing everybody else a favor.
Everyone knows where they can come get some if they need it.
That's true.
This
That's
is
true.
this is what I told some people. I said it's really not fair to put Jay in a Star Wars Unlimited event at Gen Con
Gen
because
Con.
it's like taking Jay to a candy shop and telling him he can only get Skittles, and like you can't touch any other candy. Like you have to eat Skittles the whole time, and it's just not fair to you. So
Yep.
I understood.
Yeah, I have to say, I there was more about it too. Like, my dad was with me, so I was trying to spend time with my dad, and all these other variables behind the scenes that caused me to make the decisions that I made. But I do think that having a big event like that at Gen Con sucks, because having to spend 8 hours of your day there, it's the entire time that the vendor hall is open. Like, it starts when the vendor hall opens, and it's done after the vendor hall closes. So you're losing your entire day of the convention basically to play an event, and it just feels weird to go to an event like that just to play in a tournament. I don't know. So
I actually agree with you. And when we heard really early on from one of those OP streams that Josh had said, like, we're not going to host big events at big conventions where you have to, purchase a convention pass and you have to, spend time away from the convention to do the big tournament. Like, I thought that was a good idea. And like, these were fairly casual events. They weren't, like, the only thing that was on the line really was a playmat, but it's still, it still does take up your entire day. And you're at this cool convention with a bunch of other stuff that there is to see. So, I mean, I completely understand that perspective, and I'm excited for next year to just be at a thing that is specifically all about Star Wars Unlimited.
Yeah, it's sort of like the store showdowns have been super sweaty, grindy, competitive, because where else do you do it?
Yeah, there's no other option.
So of course, like Gen Con did, invite and attract a lot of very great players. So
yeah, I mean, it shows that there's like a ton of appetite for that kind of thing, right?
100%.
People are willing to travel all the way there, buy a convention pass, not go to the other stuff. Like, there were people that were there all 3 days, and so they were just playing
just for Star Wars Unlimited.
back-to-back 9-hour Star Wars Unlimited days. And I mean, it says a lot about the community around the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for, like I said, when there is the opportunity to do just that.
Yeah. On the flip side, like, I'm the opposite of Jay. Like, I had zero interest in the vendor hall. There were no other games I was there for. It was just, like, I walked through once with you guys, immediately regretted it.
So for you, like, how much better would it have been to just be at a thing that was like, 40 times smaller, and just focused on Star Wars Unlimited?
Like, truthfully, the Destiny World Championships at the Game Center, that place is not big enough for what the game could be. But, the fact that you could just pull up and park in the parking lot, walk inside, play some games, and then, I do. I look forward to the days when it's just like, hey, here's the thing. This is why we're here, and I don't have to, like, we don't have to worry about the things that we had to worry about this year, like meals and Ubers and the cost of everything and all that stuff, for sure.
Yep.
Who else? Who wants to talk about your large event?
Mine will probably be the next shortest. So on Thursday. So Thursday was the day after we arrived. And so I was pretty exhausted because, flight the day before, getting in late, going to sleep late, waking up early, all that nonsense. And so I played in both events. I played Boss Green. Loved the deck. Still love the deck. Am very excited to keep playing it. And so I went, I went 2-2, I think. I won my first game, lost my next two, won my fourth game, and just, like, wasn't really feeling it. Sort of similar to Jay. I was just like, I don't know if I want to spend the next 6 hours, like, sitting in this area playing games. And I don't know, just doing that. Like, we had Saturday tickets as well, so I was like, I'll just drop and, like, be a tryhard on Saturday. So I dropped that event, played against some cool people, met some cool people, had some good games. I played against 3 Green Sabines that day, so I was also kind of, like, burnt out on playing against that deck. Not like the matchup is fine. I was just getting bored of playing against the same thing over and over again. So that was my Thursday. Saturday was the next day that we played. I ended up going 4-3. I was X-2 going into the final round, and I got paired into Matty Jim, and we had, like, the best, like, most fun best of 3 epic battle. He ended up taking it, and I couldn't be happier that he was the guy that beat me in the end. We had, like, great back and forth in the game. He's super fun opponent to play against, and just really good games all around. And played against some other really cool people. that day I played against a much wider variety of decks than I did the day the day previously. So I was excited about that and thought the deck performed pretty well. I think generally, like, I've learned about myself that I am not particularly good at playing like when playing that long when I'm already tired. The mental exhaustion was real. And like by Saturday I was already just like so worn out that it's just like a couple games here and there where it's like, oh, make just like a dumb decision that doesn't make any sense because I'm just like so tired. So I think if this type of thing were to happen at a big convention like GenCon again, I don't think I would play, or at least I would not expect, like, I would go and knowing what to expect, I guess, because it's been a long time in general since I've played that long at a time. And yeah, I'm just not good at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, things that I learned about myself.
Well, hopefully at future events we can be in a commentator booth or actually bring our own stuff to record some games or do some of that content, because we really didn't do that much content outside the, like, we just did the video with Jim because we were just anxious to play, like, which makes sense. But
I mean, I still like would like to play at a big event like that. I just would like to not be so overwhelmed by everything else around me.
Yeah.
That kind of detracts from the gaming part.
Yeah, sure.
What did we end up doing on Thursday after we dropped? We went and played
we walked
games
around
or
the vendor
something.
hall, right?
We walked the vendor hall.
We played Altered.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah,
we
he
played
did
in an
that.
Altered tournament.
Yeah, we played in a tournament.
Which
It was
my
a starter deck
dad
tournament.
crushed.
Yeah, your dad went like 3-0. We didn't win a single game.
I lost all of my games. That was cool.
So that was fun.
I can go next. So I try-harded on Thursday. I played the same Boss Green list. We had different sideboards, Mike, but I think the exact same 50 cards to start the games. And it's funny because, like, I had the exact opposite experience as you did, where you were playing Sabine Green all day. I actually played against 7 different leaders.
Lucky.
I was just
Nice.
keeping tabs on it because I was like, oh, this feels like very diverse and fun. So I played Bosk, Sabine, Krennic, Boba, Old Han, Kylo, and Bo-Katan. So I went 4-3, but the win and in to try to get to 5-2 and potentially get a play mat. I did play Bo-Katan. I have publicly said Bo-Katan is a trash deck, don't touch it. And then promptly lost a best of 3 for the win in to potentially get top 16 against a really cool Bo-Katan deck. So I ate my words, and it was hilarious. Dude is awesome. He stayed on that deck the whole time. I was like, what was the motivation here? Why'd you do this? He goes, I just pulled a showcase and wanted to do it, but didn't play with the showcase. So accidentally made just like the most busted Bo-Katan list of all time. And like people were asking about it, like trying to figure out like who is this mystery Bo-Katan player taking over the top tables.
He
which
did
is
really
so
well.
funny.
I talked to him after, I think I talked to him on Saturday because we were like next to each other at one of the tables. And I was like, oh yeah, you're the guy that beat Jim on Friday. And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah, he was talking trash about that deck. And he was like, yeah, I was listening to the podcast on the way up.
That's incredible. So I sat down in front of him. He's like, this guy, I'm going to teach him a lesson. So I took game 1 off of him, and he sideboarded perfectly, and I didn't stand a chance. So ate my words. It was great.
Awesome.
But I had a lot of fun. Like I said, playing 7 different leaders was
that's
awesome.
fun.
But yeah, I think like if you looked at like day 1, I think there's a lot of Sabines on the top tables or like in
There
the
were
top
7
16,
out of the
but
top 16.
It's there was a lot for sure. I felt like Boba or Bosk had a great matchup into Sabine, to be honest, because of all the little ping damage that it can do. But even still, I think there was enough represented there that everybody had wildly different experiences. The second tournament that we played on Saturday, I did bring the Luke deck that I did the deck tech video on. I still think it's a good deck. I told David that Luke crushes control and you don't have to worry about it. And all I played that day was control, and I was tired. And so I dropped after 3 rounds. The hard one was like, I don't know. I was playing against control, playing as quickly as I possibly could, and still like no shot at like actually finishing 3 games against control.
Sorry, I just see like all of a sudden I see a blanket just like slowly being stolen from your couch.
Yep.
Got some gremlins in there.
Checks out.
That's right.
Yep.
So yeah, I dropped the second day pretty quickly. We had another draft playing at 3:00, and I was like, I'd rather go draft, and that was a whole lot of fun. So glad I did that. Put Luke on a table. Still think it's a good deck. Don't want to play against a lot of control with Luke on the last day of a convention when I am just tired. So that was my quick story of the large event on Saturday.
So
Last but not least, and certainly not the worst.
So Thursday,
Everybody clap it up.
Go on. This is the high bar of unplayable status when 24th gets a clap on a show.
Hey, our 37th day one.
I'm pretty sure on Saturday, if I kept playing, I definitely was making top 16.
There you go.
Easy.
I had to
For
leave.
sure, for sure.
Doing everyone else a
Okay.
favor.
So I played the new Han blue. Apparently, I'm a red-blue hero player in this game.
Apparently.
I could have told you that.
Which just check out in Destiny. I said I was red hero, but then I'd play blue hero at big events. So I just have married the two together. So for a while I was here. Actually, this is here. I need to shout this out real quick. So Cheer It was a possibility. I started playing some Cheer It games with updated on set 2 stuff. This Cheer It showcase, I got to give him a shout out. Gamer Dad in our Discord reached out and he said, "You seem to really love Cheer It and really want to be a Cheer It main. I've got a showcase that's collecting dust. Can I please send this to you for you to play on the table, not to like flip or sell?" And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's extremely generous. You definitely don't have to do that, but I would gladly accept. And it just came in, so I just wanted to give him a public shout out that I'm so excited to actually like play with something shiny.
That's awesome.
So I was working. This just happened. I just got this in the mail yesterday. So, but I was working on
That's why you
Cheer
didn't
It.
play it at the event.
That's why I didn't play it. At
That's
GenCon.
right.
That's it.
Otherwise, you would have.
No, I was doing that for a while, and then I ended up. I don't even know how I got it. I ended up following a conversation someone was talking about the new Han with blue and still run the force throw package with a bunch of force units, but being able to cheat out stuff. And I was like, man, being able to drop a Luke Skywalker unit at 6 feels like that could be absolutely amazing. And then you start thinking, wait, you could drop Luke at 6, the new Chewbacca at 7, which eliminates a unit, and you damage him so his grit goes up. So then he's a 6/8, and then Crate Dragon at 8. I was like, that just seems super fun. That seems like something I want to try. So basically started testing this deck. Ended up doing a work trip in California for a week where I had a bunch of time off and still played a ton that week and just fell in love with the deck quickly and
it
got a
makes
bunch of
sense.
reps on it.
You showed us the deck and it was like, yeah, Cheer It, but Han. Like
Yeah.
that was the deck.
So you just
With-
do Cheer It a turn earlier, huh?
Well, same turn, but yeah.
Same turn.
The
Well, everything
difference
shifted
is,
up one.
I mean, the addition is not just pure value on what you're getting out earlier, but it's also Pillage is a crazy card that can just sometimes just win games. And when you combine Pillage with Force Throw and you're cheating out K2 SO at 3, and if he dies, you can discard a card. Poe, the Amaran unit, can discard a card, and you can get him out at 4. I mean, it's pretty crazy how much I can take out of hand. Like, you start with 4 cards. Sometimes I'm like, I can get all 4 of those cards in a turn and coming out of
I feel
nowhere
like
to
it
make
just
it get in top deck
destroys
mode.
control decks. Like if you get the right stuff, like I don't see how a control deck ever beats that deck.
Yeah, it's
Smuggle?
interesting. It was interesting. I was playing against one control deck that was playing I'm Your Father, and every time I'm like, you take the damage. Yeah, I'll take the damage. You can kill it. It's fine. Like, I'm not giving you cards. But so anyway, so took that, had a great time. It was one of those decks where even when I lose, I feel like it's a satisfying match. So
Yeah.
in my mind, that's a good deck. Thursday went 3-3. And then didn't play the final round because I had a draft, and I was like, well, I really want to draft, so did that instead. Saturday ended up finishing 5-2 to finish in 24th. There were 5-2s there were 9 5-2s in the top 16 for the playmat. So I guess technically I bubbled out, but at 24th it's like a big bubble, big giant bubble away. So ended there. I did lose one of my matches. I lost to the Bubba Yellow that went 7-0 that day.
Nice.
Phenomenal player. Did not make any mistakes. It was a well-timed
match.
Pillage that was able. I did take one game off of him, and then the other match I lost was also to a Bubba Yellow, and I had his base down to 29 damage, and great opponent. Like, we had a really good back and forth, and he captured my Obi-Wan Kenobi on his fire spray, and
Nasty.
I thought I could hit my redemption into his base, and he didn't have enough damage to close it out, but he had a surprise strike for the win, so he snuck out the last few which is just at the end of 3 games, my mind is not always thinking clearly, because after the game he's like, if you killed my fire spray with your redemption instead of attacking, you would have gotten Obi-Wan Kenobi back, and I don't think I could ever get more damage through. I was like, shoot, that's probably right. So
Did you play
he was
against 3 Boba Yellows that day?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
The third one I won in the final round.
Yeah, he beat me before you beat him.
Oh, got it. Okay.
The same person.
Yeah. So, definitely a tough matchup, but it's sometimes it does feel good to be able to go into the Boba Flip turn and force throw a crate dragon into Boba or something just to clear it out. But definitely not an easy match by any means. So I'm excited to keep working on it. I had a great time with it. It's a super fun deck. So I loved it.
Nice.
Enjoyed my experience. Okay, well, the last thing we were going to talk about is just the in-flight report. There was a whole, if you're new to the GenCon FFG style, they typically have this big, here's what's coming and here's what's down the road. And we didn't get to go to it
Bye,
because, I guess Jay's gone. Oh, and he's back.
Hi.
Did you hit the wrong button?
Were you really upset about the in-flight report?
My mouse has like a back button on it, and I accidentally clicked it.
See how it is.
Nice.
Oops, daisy.
So in-flight report, they talked about some stuff. They revealed set 3 stuff, guys.
The most important thing, right, is they announced the new Arkham Horror LCG expansion. That's what we were all here for, right?
I mean, I'm here for that for sure.
It's got a Cthulhu in it this time for
It's a
the
big
first
deal.
time ever. It's pretty
Neato.
sick.
Super
Okay,
Oh wait,
Star
this is a
Wars.
Star Wars Unlimited podcast. That's right. My bad.
Set 3. So we got set 3, Twilight Republic, coming out in November. We got to see some
Cthulhu
cards.
of the Republic.
We got spoilers. We're gonna
We
have
did.
to do that in a whole separate video because there's
Yep.
probably like 20 spoilers for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big.
But they also announced the names of the following sets: 5, 6, 4, 5,
Spicy
6.
stuff there.
Yeah.
They absolutely did.
Jump
Yeah.
to Lightspeed,
Legends of the Force,
Legends of the Force.
and tentatively Secrets of Power.
With
I
an
say
asterisk.
tentatively because they had an asterisk next to it with
That's right.
the pending licensor approval underneath. I
There you
can't
go.
imagine that wouldn't be approved. Like, it's such a innocuous name, but
Yeah.
They do
I
a
don't know.
really whoever the graphic designer is does a great job with the
yeah,
names
with the
of
logos.
the sets.
Yes,
So nice.
They're really clean.
So if we had to speculate, what is Jump to Lightspeed, Legends of the Force, and
We
We
did
already
this
did this,
with
Coach.
we did this with Jim
I
Cartwright.
wasn't there.
Well, okay. How about you speculate?
yeah.
Secrets of Power. I have no idea. That one is
It's a secret.
That's right.
keep it secret, keep it safe. They're gonna bring Lord of the Rings in.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Yep. That's what we want. Although,
It's, Star Wars Unlimited Universe is beyond Lord of the Rings.
No.
Yes.
Don't utter those words, Mike.
okay, I did send this to you guys. I posted this in our Discord, but there was an announcement that Asmodee has partnered with Lego
Yeah,
to
you
produce
did
like
post that.
new Lego board games, and I'm
gonna
like,
be,
So our Lego Star Wars joke set is going to be a
Yes.
thing.
What do they
it has
call
to
it
be, though.
in Magic when they do like a secret layer? It's gonna be a
Oh,
secret
okay.
layer that you get. Just Lego versions of cards.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
I mean,
yeah.
bring it on.
They're making board games with Legos. That's so bizarre to me.
What can't they do?
They have some Lego / board game products. I don't know if they still have them, but a few years ago, somebody produced them. I haven't played any of them. They all look kind of bad, but maybe this one will be interesting. I don't know. I was always surprised that like there wasn't a way to like turn your Legos into a board game, because it seems like such an obvious thing to do.
But then it's just like HeroClix. Or not HeroClix, HeroScape. You're just playing HeroScape at that point.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Good
They
game.
did used to have a basketball game for Legos where like they had little
wow, I remember
things.
that. And it
Yeah,
would
and it
like
would
flick the
shoot the
ball, and it
ball.
would shoot the ball.
I definitely
Wow.
had some of those.
Oh my god. You just like unlocked a memory.
Memory unlocked for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
I definitely
It
had
makes me
that.
think they're gonna do like Mousetrap or something like that. You know, it just seems so gimmicky. That kind of like gimmicky board game, like
I feel like
mass
they could do
market
something
one.
so cool with Lego and games
they
where
could,
like
but
you're,
I
like,
know they're not going to.
like the pieces that you actually build like represent something in the game itself. Like I feel like building has to be a part of the game in some way or another because that just is what Lego is. Otherwise, it's just
That's
a
fair.
miniatures game. But
It could be like
know.
how tiling games are, where like you're building out like a Tetris thing, except it's 3D. It'd be cool.
dang, David's
So,
dying
anyways,
inside.
Star Wars Unlimited. We've got some Star Wars Unlimited news. This is Gen Con J, just in like pure form right now. Board games on the brain. Ahsoka and Grievous are like kind of like the mascots. of
They're the
next
starter
set.
deck leaders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How do you guys feel about that?
Love it.
I think it's a great
Yeah.
call.
There feels like the Clone Wars.
Yep.
I'm gonna fake a cough every time I play that starter deck.
I don't know if I consider like Ahsoka and Grievous to be like the ultimate
Like
rivals.
rivals, sure.
You know, it's
Could've
more
been
like
like Obi-Wan and
Obi-Wan
Maul.
Maul, or like Grievous, and I mean even Obi-Wan Grievous.
Sure.
I don't know.
But you
Or
know everybody
Anakin,
wants to play
Anakin and
Ahsoka.
Grievous. I don't know.
I do think it's good to have Ahsoka on the box for the starter
Mm-hmm.
decks, though.
Yeah, just peak popularity
Who
right
would
now.
be her
Yeah.
rival if you were to like do a one
Barriss.
that was like her?
Barriss
Barriss
Offee.
Offee is the only one.
Remember Jim? Remember that rivalry?
Classic.
Yeah, in Galaxy of Heroes, that was
Ventress,
quite the
maybe?
matchup.
Yeah, maybe. She didn't really fight Ventress that many times, did she? Maybe she did.
Just
Maybe
during the
everybody
Barriss
fought Ventress.
Offee, like during the Barriss Offee arc.
Yeah.
They kind of entangled.
But she
a bit.
wasn't. She wasn't the villain at that point.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know.
It could. I mean, because I was even thinking like a Dooku Anakin or something.
Sure.
That would be good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But
I'm
I
not
don't know.
complaining.
Again, yeah,
I'm
I
just
think
saying it doesn't feel like they're rivals.
right. Well, and you think about like Luke. You think about Luke, Vader, Mando, Moff Gideon, all humans. I mean, Vader doesn't look, whatever. But this is the first time they're venturing out of the human side of Star Wars, and you've got Ahsoka and Grievous that I don't know mixes it up a little bit. So
I
sure.
do think with the new tokens that are coming in with set 3 that they announced, the droids make a lot of sense to have Grievous attached to it.
token units, yeah. So we got one. It's there. The battle droids are just 1/1.
You know what it should have been? It should have been Boss Nass and whoever the head of the
gosh.
Trade Federation is.
Yeah, Newt Gunray.
Yeah, Newt Gunray. It should have been Newt
Boss
Gunray and
Nass,
Boss
Newt
Nass.
Gunray. Yes,
That would have
here we
sold
go.
so many copies, guys.
No
Do you
jets.
remember that Destiny deck with Boss Nass and Jar Jar and
I
the
sure
Gungan
do.
Warriors?
I
Oh
sure do.
man, I still remember you telling me that like, David, the new Red Hero is out,
Boss Nass.
and it's Boss Nass. And I was like, oh gosh, wait, what?
And you can go pod racing.
Yeah,
You can go pod racing.
True.
I can't wait for that to come to Star Wars Unlimited.
I am excited. I'm excited for the clones because they're like clone like 2/2s. I mean, pretty simple. But I think that could lead to some interesting tribal stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got some. Well, I don't know if you'd call it clone synergy, but you have Omega. Omega's clone.
Yeah, you got
synergy.
the Omega Wrecker Echo Tech.
Yeah, so we got some
Crosshair.
clones
Hunter's
already.
finally
It's
going to be
gonna
good
pretty
as a
cool.
leader when
No.
set 3 comes out.
No,
I forgot Hunter's a leader.
Yeah.
yeah, so did everybody else.
We need shirts that like say that or something.
Justice. for
Don't
Hunter.
forget.
Like, don't forget Hunter is the leader. Yeah. Anything else from In-Flight Report Set 3?
Jim clarified what exploit does, which is on the Ventress card in the sweet collector box that none of us were able to get.
Yeah, which is what?
It is when you play the card, you can defeat up to that many friendly units, and for each unit you defeat, you can reduce the cost of the card by 2. So Ventress has
pretty
exploit
good.
2, and she costs 4. So you could, in theory, kill 2 of your own units to play her for free.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
And that's that.
Seems okay.
Hey,
Seems
Siri,
okay.
shut up.
Yeah, especially with the little 1/1 tokens that you could kill on your
Here's
side of
Siri,
the
stop.
board. exploit seems like it's gonna be really good.
Oh my god, she's drunk. Sorry, guys.
That's good.
That was incredible.
She's so loud.
Awesome. Well, before you know it, we're all going to be prepping for store showdowns here in a few weeks. So get ready, boys.
Can't wait.
Time to grind for those bounty, those
whatever the
altar
card
bounty
is.
cards.
The
I don't even
bounty
remember what they
that
are.
nobody plays.
I don't remember. What was it? It's the bounty, and what else is
With
the
Worm Lady.
Oh yeah. Proxima.
Yep. Two cards
which-
that are not constructed playable.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did we see a
Debatable.
single Cad Bane? Did we see a single Cad Bane?
I
at
didn't,
the
and
large
I'm
events?
sad that I didn't, because I'm sad that I didn't bring it.
I didn't
Could
see
have
any
been
Cad Bane.
you.
You were all
Oh, yeah.
Cad Bane all day.
I do
Weren't we
still
supposed
like Cad
to
Bane.
recap our predictions to see how right we were?
Oh, we were probably perfect. We were probably spot
We nailed
on.
it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think I missed
definitely.
anything.
We got all of them right.
Krennic in the finals day 1 was exactly what I called. So
I think the most often comment I got was like, "How's Red Ray doing?" and why aren't you playing Ray instead of Han like in my list? And I'm just like, I just don't think it's better than the Han version, like the Han Blue. Like there's so many people who were offended
clear
that I was
now.
running Force Throw in Han Blue instead of running Ray Red, and I'm like, I only saw like maybe 1 or 2 Ray Reds. I didn't see
I didn't see hardly any.
Same.
much at all.
People thought it would be
So-
popular, but yeah, it didn't seem like
I feel like
that
the early
particularly
spice and then
strong.
people jumped on. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that'll do it for this week's episode of the Conversation Lab. If you're still tuning in, thanks for watching. Join the Discord, and see you in the next one. Bye.